chocolate, flowers, romance. Ever-present elements of our modern observance of Valentine's Day, but they are a far cry from the holiday's true origins more than 2 millennia ago, when the date was first marked as a festival for breaking up with long-term boyfriends. What we've come to know today as Valentine's Day was once celebrated exclusively by ancient pagan women after the midwinter festival of Imbolc, but before that of Easter. The Gallenalia festival, as it was popularly known, was dedicated to Minerva, the matron goddess of wisdom, weapons, trade, and coming to the sudden realization that being single is far better than staying with the same dead-end guy. For the worst of the winter months had already passed, and so the women no longer needed to rely on their men as sources of life-saving body heat at night. And so the mothers and daughters of the tribe would gather the men's tools, animal pelts, and other belongings and set them on fire while feasting on root vegetables, wine, and psychedelic honey until the fires burned out. Now, thanks to the poets of the late Roman Republic, we know that well-to-do Roman women would typically celebrate the Gallenalia festival by leaving their homes for weeks at a time, often without an itinerary, in search of some spiritual renewal following the death of their old relationships. Celtic women, on the other hand, had the practice of creating mock graves, symbolizing their sacrificed relationships, and would adorn them with bouquets of flowers. Meanwhile, further to the north, Viking women were far more apt to literally sacrifice their partners, ripping out their hearts and passing them back and forth hot potato style. Doubtless it is this very ritual which continues to the present day, although with candy and chocolate-covered heart forms. Later on in the 4th century AD, just as Christianity was starting to simmer up, Pope Julius I sought to establish a new holy day to memorialize not one, but several saints, all named Valentinus, all of whom were brutally martyred in various different, inspiring ways. And so, in true Christian fashion, he chose to adopt and absorb the traditions of the pagan festival as part of the new feast day, which he assigned to February 14th on the brand-spanking new Julian calendar. This resulted in the short-lived transition holiday known as Minor Valentine's Day, which became Galentine's Day, which then became Valentine's Day of modern parlance. Valentine's Day was popularly embraced, but church leaders strove to shift its focus away from the pagan breakup customs. First, they downplayed women's dumping or sacrificing their boyfriends, encouraging them instead to get back out there, mingle, not looking for anything serious necessarily, but just be open to having fun, and at all costs to inform each and every potential right-swiping suitor that, above all else, they enjoy the sharks, the giants, and laughing. However, in the Middle Ages, breaking up would become categorically condemned as heresy, which I think could only have stemmed from the church's desire to propagate as much as possible, considering their massive plague-related personnel losses. Meanwhile, in the 14th century England, flower production skyrocketed as agricultural practices advanced, and so florist's apprentice and part-time writer Geoffrey Chaucer hatched a genius plan to increase market demand. He claimed that giving flowers to your partner on Valentine's Day was both the highest form of courtly love and also warded off St. Valentine's malady, epilepsy. In his hallmark propaganda piece, The Canterbury Tales, the wife of Bath actually tells her boyfriend that a magic natural can undo a maid-bird fornication with a gift of fleurs. What clever product placement indeed! Chaucer was indeed a shrewd businessman, and his plan prevailed, sparking a worldwide cultural and commercial phenomenon. Flower sales took off, although epilepsy rates were unchanged. And Valentine's Day paradoxically morphed into the complete opposite of what the ancient pagans originally observed. Isn't it surprising what a look back at history can reveal? None of that was true. But thanks for watching. Happy V-Day, y'all.